Seavey.
It really just seems like this really sums up the year, especially the way the events went and how fast it all flew by and just leaving us seeming like it was all out of time. But it was a pretty good year to say the very least, and very, very fun. And just want to get ahead of myself and throw out a quick shout out to my very best friend Phil Smith for actually allowing me to win this in his Back to the Future anniversary party, and such a perfect fit for the basket of my walker. And yeah, many thanks go out to you, one and only Phil Smith, which also, since I'm on the subject right now, made it so that I could win this Halloween costume contest with a costume he once wore and he bestowed upon me, and many of you enjoyed it and thought it was very fitting for me as well, to be none other than Egon for Halloween. Very nice, and I won first place like I said, so again, many thanks to you, Phil Smith. Along with all the great times we spent just hanging out in my house, playing Rock Band, watching TV, and, just anytime we got the chance to hang out and talk, catch up. Along with that, many of you did the same for me. Too many to name off the top of my head at the moment, but you know who you are and what part you played into making this year a great one. But also, many things went into this year that I have to take into account and reflect on, remember. Just so much. As many of you know, I've been going back to school for my second degree. A lot of the classes are somewhat hard to handle, but I was able to make it through and still just have to keep on going. Almost done. And just have to wait and see how it all goes from here and whether or not I can finish it all up. Hanging out with many of you, but having many great times like I have said before in this video. Got to see many great films this year. Some of them, kind of iffy, but still some really, really great films. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it or have plans to see it in time. So I'm not going to dish out any spoilers and leave you all to your own opinion on which ones were the best ones. I'm pretty sure those of you who really know me have a really good idea what my picks for the best of the year could be. But I'm just going to leave it all to surprise and to each their own, as it were. Let's see, what else was there about this year? Yes. As I made mention to my walker, past couple of weeks, I should say, been back to using the cane again, and so far, so good. And I'm sure a lot of you may have noticed in my recent status updates, I've been using my bike quite often. I have to really give myself that extra push to try and build my legs back up, and so far, pretty damn good. And just have to be sure I do my best to keep up on it. And that just makes it seem like I should consider talking briefly on what my resolutions for next year could be. But it seems like there would really just be the standard resolutions, try to better myself, to keep up with my work, be sure that I put in the best effort I can with my studies and my schoolwork, and just in general, have fun. But there is this one new resolution I'm thinking of putting into effect this year. And it seems like it would be a really good one, and I do intend to keep at it. And for the most part,
everybody's taking shots, and all are loving. Everybody won't get down before they're up in arms. They really want to see you down. They really want to see you down. Yeah, I really want to bring you home.
That's enough of that resolution. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I'm gonna cut myself off right there. And yes, a new segment I wanted to try with this year's vlog, since many of you have had such a big impact on making this year a really great one. I just figured I would try to involve you in this vlog this time, and asked you, well, whoever read the post, submit questions for me to answer on air. And I have the list right here, just a few, not to compete with your list for the end of the year vlog, Phil, so don't worry about that. But, yeah, I just have 5 questions. And let's see. Oh, yes. Of course, has to be a pretty standard shout out to my friend Jesus, or Jesus as we call him. Who the hell are you? Jesus. I mean, after all this time, you know who you are. You should know by now, so why are you wasting the viewer's time with that kind of a question? But we'll see how much you may have forgotten about me, Jesus. Come on. To Holly, you were asking about my physical condition, since we never really got the chance to talk about it, or for me to tell you what it is or what it's all about, but for the most part I really do have, it's really more of a neurological condition that's affecting the physical aspects of my life. And well, since I have talked about it before, especially during my washout period, I have MS. And yeah, not the best thing in the world to be diagnosed with, especially shortly after you turn 18, but we all just have to work with the hardships that come our way the best we can. And as you can clearly see, I do my best. And, well, of course I do have much reason to. The next question, I'm trying to be just a little funny, but my friend Jen just had to ask me how many girls were after me this year. Now, Jen, you should know that I'm really not the one to just play the field, as it's said, but kinda does seem like there were quite a few after me this year, but I'm afraid to say for them that I have my eye and my heart on someone else at the moment, and just have to wait and see how it all goes. Don't want to rush things, just want to take its time with all of that, and whatever may happen with, well, just have to wait and see, but again, not rushing anything. Oh yes, from Mac and Alicia, well, the names I'm referring to them as, of course, Dad pointed out, and their words exactly, "You've talked to us over the phone while you were on campus and around other people many times before, and you're always using us by the names Mac and Alicia. When exactly are you going to actually use our names? We are giving you permission." And well, Mac, Alicia, since I do have it on video this time, it seems like this will clarify as evidence enough that I do have your permission. But we'll just have to wait and see when I just might be using your real names and let people in a little bit more on, well, the going-ons of my life. And of course, from my good friend Liz, it's a pretty broad question, but what's next? Well, it seems kind of hard to answer that since you're just leaving it open like that and didn't give me anything else to really think about what's next, but for the most part, beginning of next year, I'm going to start an internship. Then about 6 months into the year, I'll finish this degree, be presenting a portfolio show. September I should be graduating, get the paperwork for this degree, and showing that I have finished. And just have to see how it all goes from there. As far as relationships go, if that's what you're talking about, well, the dating realm has always been a strange land for me, and like I said earlier in this video, don't want to rush anything. So we'll just wait and see, and with my health, well, clearly it does seem like things are getting much, much better. So, just have to like everything, just wait and see. But it all should be good by year's end. And just can't wait until the end of next year, see what that vlog is going to be all about. But for now, again, I have to give out a major shout out to my best friend Phil Smith, all the people that presented the questions, and everybody I hung out with this year. Again, Phil Smith, Ariel, Darren, taking me to see some movies as well. Lewis, I suppose I should throw a shout out to you as well. Let's see, Mel, Ed, let's see, too many people to list off the top of my head, but if you were there, you know who you are, and that many thanks go out to you. And for the people who gave me the questions, to Jesus, Holly, Liz, Jen, Ron, and Stacy, thank you for the questions, and, well, just have to wait until next year. So, instead of the way I've been ending my previous vlogs, I'm going to end it the way I do for karaoke. So, that's the way this year ends. Many aspirations for how next year is going to be, and I'm going to go with it the best I can and really, really have fun and enjoy it. So until next time, peace out, PS out.